The Last of Us Part 2 came out last year and changed gaming for better or worse. I will say this, I was wrong about Last of Us Part 2. For you to understand why I was wrong about Last of Us Part 2, we must rewind time back to last year before the game even came out. I can say that I was hyped for this game. I loved the first one, but then the leaks came out and I started to doubt the story of the game. I knew that they would kill Joel and that part didn't surprise me at all. The part where you need to play as a character that killed Joel, that surprised me. I said to myself that I will wait for the reviews and then I will decide if I will spend my money on it. The reviews came in and I saw a lot of 10 out of 10 scores, all saying that the game is a masterpiece. I was happy because I'm a huge Naughty Dog fan and I was happy for them. But then came the fan reactions and user scores. Everything was so negative and I didn't know why was there such a difference between critics and users. Twitter was full of hate comments against Naughty Dog and Neil Druckmann, the director of the game. Fans were angry because they didn't get the game about Joel and Ellie, they got the game about Ellie and Abby. They attacked the company because the trailer showed different game and different narrative. All of that changed my mind and I didn't buy the game. I instead bought Ghost of Tsushima. I knew what I was getting for my money and I really love samurai stuff. Then the game was released, I watched walkthroughs on YouTube. I didn't watch the full walkthroughs, only segments of it because I wanted to see if that Abby part was true, and it was. I was happy that I bought Ghost of Tsushima because at that time I thought that I couldn't like the story of Last of Us Part 2. Time went on and I played other games. I also watched a small anime called Attack on Titan, which really opened my eyes about cycle of revenge and the perspectives of different characters in the same story. That got me thinking about Last of Us Part 2 and I decided to give it a chance. Days of Play sale helped a lot because the game was 50% off. I got the game, installed it and began playing. Firstly, the game looks stunning. I have a PS4 Slim and still the game is a beauty. One of the most stable games, very little FPS drops even in busy areas. PS4 Slim was a little bit louder than usual, but I expected that. For this to run on a PS4 is magic itself. A technical wonder by Naughty Dog, they are really magicians. Characters look amazing and voice acting is top notch. And you can see that they used motion capture because some scenes are just mind blowing. Look at this scene when Joel dies and the face of Ellie is so detailed and that tear at the end, pure emotions. Also the environments are detailed and lighting is superb.
Fuck off.
The sound is amazing. If you have decent headphones or decent TV speakers, you will have great sound experience. I played the game with headphones for some time and then I switched to TV speakers. In both cases you get sound you would expect from a AAA game. The rain, the storms and the clickers, every sound in this game helps with the immersion. The soundtrack is tense when the game needs it and very emotional when the game needs it. I love the gameplay because it looks very cinematic and you have options. You can play stealthy or aggressive. At the start of the game you are forced to play stealthy, but then when you get more upgrades, weapons and resources, you can play more aggressively. I myself mixed the two types and started section with stealth, and then if the enemy spotted me I went guns blazing. As you know, you play as Ellie and you play as Abby. Abby is more of a tank and Ellie is more agile. There are also different upgrades between the two and we also have different weapons for Abby and different weapons for Ellie. Quick time events are also part of this game. For me they are cool and you can feel the tension in them, but I understand if someone doesn't like them. I knew that I would like the gameplay aspect of the game and the sound and the soundtrack and the graphics. I was skeptical about the story. As we know, in every Naughty Dog game, the story is the most important thing in the game. The only segment of the story I want to talk about is point of view. Abby and Ellie are the same coin, just different sides. The whole game is designed in that way. As you know, in the first hours of the game, Joel dies. That scene is very well made. It's so good because it really destroys you and your emotions, especially if you play the first game. They had to make this scene so aggressive and bloody because they want you to hate Abby with all of your heart, and that scene works because you hate everyone in that room. The scene must work because the next 10 to 15 hours you will be chasing down everyone in that room, and you need that motivation. You then play Seattle Day 1, 2 and 3 as Ellie and hunt down Abby's group. You also kill some of them. Then on the third day you get to the theater scene and you think this is it, this is the final boss fight between Ellie and Abby. But then the game flips coin and you play as Abby. You play the same 3 days but from different point of view. You also get a backstory to why Abby killed Joel. You also get to know her father, the one that Joel killed in the first game. He was the doctor that operated on Ellie. And yes, it's very hard to play as person you were hunting for 10 hours, but trust the game to tell the story of Abby. Abby has a similar arc as Joel had in the first game, but her redemption is a bit harder because she killed Joel, so the game gives you the best weapons, the best fights and the best locations when you play as Abby. It's logical because the game must convince you to like Abby, and the first thing is the fun factor. If you have good guns, good action sequences and beautiful locations, it's very fun to play. The second thing is her arc with Lev and Yara, especially with Lev. What follows is an unexpected story because Abby is a trained wolf soldier. Why would she help them? The big thing is Abby had one goal in her life and that was to kill Joel, and she did that. And now with Lev and Yara she found a new purpose. She doesn't want to help Isaac and his war plan, she wants to help Yara and Lev. In my opinion, if you give Abby a chance you will understand her. You don't need to like her, just understand her. Moving on Abby's third day in Seattle you finally return to that theater scene, but now from the perspective of Abby. We don't get to play as Ellie in the boss fight, we play as Abby. It was messed up but I defeated Ellie. Then Abby gets a chance to kill Dina but Lev stops her. Lev changed Abby just like Ellie changed Joel in the first game. Abby lives with Lev to find fireflies, so now we have seen both sides of the coin. We know the story of Ellie and the story of Abby. We think this is it, this is over. But the game says no, it's not over, you have a bit more. We have 3 more chapters to play. In these last chapters you play as Ellie. After the fight with Abby, Ellie and Dina live on the farm. Ellie has some PTSD problems but still they have a happy life. Tommy comes in and tells that he knows where Abby is. Ellie lives this happy life with Dina and goes on a hunt for Abby. This sets up a battle between Ellie and Abby on the beach. In the final moments of the battle, Ellie remembers Joel and she doesn't kill Abby. She's ending this circle of revenge and violence. Both Abby and Ellie lost everything. The message of this story and this ending is quite simple. Revenge is bad, and Ellie learned that the hard way. So in conclusion, Naughty Dog sacrificed Ellie and Joel to tell this story. The story wouldn't work if they made new characters. Naughty Dog took a risk and I really like that and I appreciate that. These days you can predict everything in films, TV shows and games. It's fun to be actually surprised and shocked. At the end, you don't know who is the villain and who is the hero, and that's the point of the story. In this Last of Us universe, there are no heroes or villains. In this universe, we have people who just want to survive and protect what they love.